begin to recite the Heart Sutra.
Para
Tonight we talk about first we talk about the Heart Sutra. So one of the students asked about the Heart Sutra meaning, and then I will explain the author. It's two questions. So the Heart Sutra you just recite. It's very essential for the teaching from the awakened one. So what is heart? Anybody know? Anybody have a heart in here? If you don't have a heart, raise your hand up. So heart, in generally, we understand that it's our heart, right? What our heart do? Pump the what? The blood to where? Okay. So usually we say that our heart is the important organ in our body, right? But actually the heart is just what it do. It's just pumping. What's the important one? Organ in your body? Yeah, your mind. Without your mind, then what? None of this thing will happen. So heart here, the Buddha talk about your mind, not just the one of the blood that pump your heart, pump your blood, right? So heart represent your true nature mind. That mind that able to create everything, that everything come to the mind. So here he talk about the Heart Sutra. Sutra is mean the Bible, the teaching of the heart. So how can a true mind be teaching? So every day what do you do? Is your true mind teach you everything? How do you walk? How do you sleep? How do you eat? So without this mind, you cannot eat, you cannot sleep, you cannot walk, you cannot play, you cannot get angry, you cannot get upset, right? So thank goodness we have this heart, this mind that do everything. So here, usually the Buddha explained this almost 22 years. I just summarize the deep meaning of the Heart Sutra. So here we learn the true essential mind. That mind you cannot learn. You can only learn your monkey mind. That essential because it's in no form. If something that you see, you hear, you touch, you can learn. But this mind, you cannot hear, you cannot see, it's no form, it's formless, right? So how do we learn? We learn by the what? The thinking mind, the angry mind, the upset. So generally when you sit, if you calm, you peace, you have no thinking, then you don't need to learn anything, right? But if something happens, turbulence will come. You have angry, hatred, delusion, upset, then you try to do what? What do you do when you're in that situation? You get grouchy, upset, get mad, get lousy. What do you do?
Act out.
Huh?
Act out.
Okay, act out. When you get angry, you punch somebody, right? Usually psychologists say if you get angry, you get a bat and hit the pillow. Or sometimes you will see the cat, you kick the cat. The dog, right? That's our what? Our react. So with this mind, we can able to control it, right? The true mind able to control your angry, your upset, all the things. So here we cannot learn our essential mind, but we can learn from our thinking mind, right? So this sutra help you to release all your attachment, all your stress, all your anxiety, all your fear, because everything is none. There's no eyes, no ear, no tongue, no body, no mind. What does that mean? So in the Zen tradition, one of the student novice is about 10 years old. When he recite this sutra every day, One day he went to his master and asked, how come I have eyes, ear, no tongue? And then the sutra says, no eye, no ear, tongue. And the master is afraid. He cannot answer. So the master said, you have to go find a Zen master to learn more about it. So this novice 10-year-old, he went to find a Zen master to learn. Usually when we learn, this sutra look funny. You say no eyes, no ear, no tongue. How come we have right here? Sometimes we recite this sutra and our children ask this question. Do we able to explain it? Right? So this sutra help you to realize the true nature of everything. So this no eyes, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body is two meanings. The first meaning is you have eyes, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Mean no mean what? You have eye, but you don't attach to it. So no here mean none attachment. You see everything, you hear everything, you taste everything, but you do it with your true nature, without attachment. So this is mean no. No mean non-attachment. If you have that practice that level, you don't need to what? You don't need to practice anymore. You don't have to sit in meditation. You don't have to control your mind, because everything is non-attachment, right? The second meaning no eyes, no ear, no nose, no tongue. When we look deeply, is this eyes really eyes? You can take out your eyes and you dissect this meat, this skin, this nerve, and blood, everything out you dissect. Actually, it's not. We temporarily call it a eyes, right? But if you say in English there's eyes, but you should say in Vietnamese mắt. So what is right? Is eyes right or mắt is right? You see that? So we just use the language to describe. Usually we say a cat, right? But who named the cat? We ourselves named the cat. Before that is, we don't say this is a cat, right? Or a dog. We just name it and label it, and then what? Somebody say the cat is a dog, and then you get what? You get upset, mad, because you already label this is a cat. If somebody say a dog, then you see that? How our mind, we create something to temporarily use it, and we attach to it, and we get fight, get angry, get argument about this label. For example, your name is David, right? Before that, you don't have a David name. Your mom, your dad name you David, and somebody say David is stupid, and what? You get what? You get angry, upset. Why is that? Because you label yourself David, and somebody say David is stupid, right? You see that? How our attachment is. So this Heart Sutra help you to release that David, the name, only temporarily label yourself for only how many years? 30, 40, 50, 70, 80 years. After that, you transform to a different form. You don't use David anymore, but you use a different label. You see that? So, as a human being, we label something, temporarily use it, and then we attach to it. And then we get mad, upset, we get grouchy. Right? You see that? So this Heart Sutra help you to release all this attachment, all this label. Right? So, for example, if you are a human, some people say you are an animal, and what? Then you get what?
Angry.
Yeah, you get angry. I'm a human. How come you say me I'm an animal? But if you study science, we are the what? We are in a form of animal kingdom, right? So you see, animal kingdom, we are under animals. So when we understand that concept, people say you are an animal. Oh, I'm fine. I'm an animal, right? You see that? So when we label something, and then we attach to that label, and somebody says something, we are against. So that is the ways to what? To get enlightenment right? You understand the reality of everything, then you don't have no more upset, angry, frustrated, right? So everything we use is a label, temporary for this world we live in, right? But when you turn to a different form, then what? You have a different label. For example, you are a female, and then suddenly you want to be a male. You transform to a male. Now they call you a female, then what? You get upset. Before, how come you don't get upset? Now you get upset. You see that? So we attach to the form. So the Hot Sutra helps you to release all this attachment. No eyes, no ear, no tongue, no body, no mind. No color, no sound, no smell. Release all this attachment. So this is the center of teaching of everything, your attachment for the day you're born to the day you pass away. And then at the end of the sutra, say Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasam, Gate, Bodhisattva. Once you have non-attachment, then you go beyond enlightenment. So you have no attachment, then you get enlightenment. That's very simple. If you have attachment, you are non-enlightenment. You see how enlightenment is very simple? So people just chasing here and here, searching here, mountain to mountain, master to master. They're searching for enlightenment, but very simple. Non-attachment is enlightenment. If you have attachment, then no enlightenment. So enlightenment is every moment, every second you live. If you truly live in this moment, you truly understand the reality, that is enlightenment. Enlightenment is every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week. If you truly live with yourself. If you live with your delusion mind, angry, frustrated, anxiety, fear, then it's not enlightenment. So this sutra I already explained. It's take about 2 months to explain about it. So today I just summarize. So if you have any question from this sutra, I can explain it more. So we go to the second question about the author. One of the students asked. So first, you have any question about this sutra? Anything that you'd like to explain? Need to explain? Yes, go ahead.
The part that says without any hindrance, no fear exists.
Yes. So hindrance is a temporary. If you have no hindrance, then nothing is to fear. Your fears come from your attachment. If you have no attachment, then you have no fear. For example, why people are afraid of mouse? Because they attach to mouse. And then if they realize they have attachment, then there's no fear. Why do we have fear of something? Because we attach to that subject, that object. You see that? So that's why when you get rid of hindrance, you have no more fear. So the fear here is you have no more attachment.
So when you walk and meditate, are you supposed to practice not labeling anything and just being without thinking that's a tree, that's a crow, that's a robin?
Yes. So when you walk in, your awareness you're walking, you see the tree, plant, rock, everything, and you observe what it is. You don't have to label. Oh, this is a rock, this is a plant, this is a tree, because everything is by itself. So you enjoy the walking in that moment. So that is meditation, walking meditation. So you do that today, right? You just enjoy your walk. That's good. Anybody experiment through practice?
Once you reach enlightenment, can you stay there or can you go in and out of enlightenment?
That's a good question. When you enlightenment, you will get there. There's no in, no out. Because when you say in and out, there's a boundary. So enlightenment is no boundary. Just like the space in here. What is the difference of space in here and the space outside? Is space in here smaller than the space outside? So when you are able to understand the space in here and space outside, that's enlightenment. If you're not enlightenment, you say, oh, this space here is small, that space here is big, because there's a wall and a boundary. But when you're enlightenment, the space here, space outside are oneness, not separate. You see that? So that's a good question. But depend on your enlightenment. If you have small enlightenment, you can go back to delusion, and then you can enlightenment again. But if truly, completely enlightenment, that's what we call complete enlightenment. There's no boundary. Right now, sometimes you come here, you listen to Dharma, you meditation, you got a little bit enlightenment, and then you go back to daily reality, you get non-enlightenment. That's what you mean.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there we go. But your true nature enlightenment is like the space here, outside. But you don't recognize. You see that? So, depend on you. Right? If you want boundary, there's a boundary. If you have no boundary, so it all depends on each person, perceive, views, the concept. You have to choose your own. That's a good question. Anybody else? So we are done with this House Sutra. Is your question? Do you understand? Yes. Your question, right? House Sutra.
Oh, my
And then your question is the altar. Okay. So when we look up to the altar, we see the center of me is the Buddha. And everything up here is just a symbol. So that's why we have two candles, right? There's two flowers. Everything is represented two. Because usually the candle is one for the Buddha and one for you. The candle light give you light. Every time we light up, we light up ourselves. So the candle represents wisdom. When you see light, you have wisdom. Because we generally, there's no light, there's dark, right? If there's light, there's no dark. So if you have no wisdom, you are delusion, right? So the light represents wisdom, and then the flower represents impermanent. Today is beautiful, probably 2 or 3 days, and what? Falling, deteriorate, everything. So our body is the same thing. Today you are beautiful, nice looking. Probably 50 years from now, you are what? Grumpy old woman man. You see that? Your teeth falling down, your hair start falling, your ears and everything. So that is the teaching of impermanent everything. That's the true nature of law. Nobody will be the same. Everything is changing. Second, minute. Right now you are changing your body, your cell body, your immune system, everything is changing every second. So the flower today is beautiful. You enjoy that moment. Tomorrow is going to be it's like that. So flower represents impermanent. And we have a fruit up here. Fruit represents cause and effect. If you plant an apple tree, you have a apple. If you plant an orange, you have an orange. Orange tree, you have orange. So everything you do with it is a consequence. You get angry, upset to somebody, then they what?
React.
Yeah, they react back to you. So everything has a cause and effect, right? Whatever you do is a cause and effect. So the food represents the cause, the law of cause and effect. And then we have the center of me is the incense bowl. Usually we like incense. So usually we have 5 incense. Giới hương, định hương, hồi hương, giải thoát tri. Giới is the precept. Giới hương, định hương means samadhi, concentration. Hồi hương means wisdom, the wisdom of incense. Giải thoát means liberation. And giải thoát tri kiến means liberation of all your views, all your attachment. So that 5 incense help you to practice. First you have to do the 5 precepts. In our tradition, we have to take the 5 precepts. No killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, no intoxication. That is the basic foundation as a human. We have to follow the 5 precepts. If you follow these 5 precepts, your family, your society, your neighbor will be happy. If one of the person in your family broke this precept, then what? Your family will make it bad, right? It's like if you have a father that always drinking, or always do all this thing, your family will destroy. So if you follow these 5 precepts, then your family will be happy. Your house, your society, your city, right? And then the incense of the year precept, then the concentration, your mind has to be calm, peace. Giới hương, định hương, huệ hương means wisdom, the wisdom of incense. And you have to liberation of all your delusion. In the end, you have to do liberation of all your views, all your attachment. Today you learn like this. Tomorrow, next year, couple of years, you learn different because your knowledge, your wisdom will grow. Every time you learn, you listen, it's different. That's why people say, oh, I already learned that. It's easy to be. But if you learn from that, there's something new will arise. Right? That's why we have to learn everything against and again. Right? Nothing is stay the same. So your wisdom will grow stronger and stronger every day. Did I miss anything up here? And then we have a 2 bowl of water. We offer water. Water represents pure. Our heart to be pure, our mind has to be pure. So water is something that you drink. You like to drink dirty water or pure water? Pure water. So our minds have to be pure like water, right? So everything in the altar represents something. Not we give food, the flower to the Buddha. The Buddha don't eat. The Buddha don't smell flower. No, it just represents something. It's a symbol. Right? And then on my left is a bell, the bell of awakening. When you strike a bell, it means you follow your breath, go back to yourself. That bell helps you to start thinking, enjoy that moment, instead of running around. Right? And on my right is the head of the fish. Our practice has to be diligent like a fish. Why is the fish eyes never closed? Anybody know? Have you ever seen the fish eye closed? No. We have to practice diligent like that. Our eyes, our wisdom always open, not closed. If you close 1 minute, then you get, just like people, sometimes they smart all their life. And suddenly they make one mistake stupid, and then everything is falling down. You see that? So open your eye means open your wisdom like a fish. Always guard your mind. Don't let envy, stress, anxiety, fear overcome you. Right? So awake in wisdom. Okay, anything I missed up here? And then the Buddha himself, he held flower. Because usually our tradition, we love to have friends. So people come to you, usually you give what? Flower. Yeah, gift. That's why the Buddha give you a flower. Here, my friend, a flower for you, a Buddha to be. So flower represents love, compassion. So this Sunday is a very important day. It's a flower day. This day is the flowers are very expensive. A lot of, you know that this day is what? Mother Day, right? So this Sunday is very. If you better go buy flower right now. Something very expensive, right? So if you love someone, you give them flower. So the Buddha loved all sentient beings. There's no fool. Everybody equal. So he give. This is a general meaning of give flower. The deep meaning is very important. Probably next time I will explain the deep meaning inside he hold of the flower. And then on my right is one of the Bodhisattva. He sit on the lion, holding the soul. So lion is the strongest animals in the jungle. This means your wisdom has to be strong like lion. You have to be wrong, right? And he holds soul is like the soul of wisdom. Any affliction, anxiety, fear, you have to chop it. Everyone have a soul, right? The wisdom soul. You have to cut it out. So Bodhisattva is what we call Manjushri. Bodhisattva represent wisdom. So on my left is a Bodhisattva represent of strength, compassion. If you have wisdom, you have to have compassion. If you're a mother or father, you have only wisdom, you have no compassion, then your children will what? Yeah, you have to balance it out. You have to be wisdom and compassion. You cannot just focus on one side. So on my left, he sat on the elephant. Elephant represents strength, strong. You have to be strong like elephant. Overcome all your fear, anxiety, stress, right? That's why he sat on the elephant, strength. So the Bodhisattva on my left is represent compassion, strength, diligence. On the right represent wisdom. Okay, anything that I missed up here? Yes, go ahead.
Because something else that the Buddha is holding, I don't know what that
Oh, this is one of the stupa. Stupa, when you somebody pass away, you put the body of their relics inside. So the Buddha holding one of the stupa of the Buddha relics. We just added in. We just made up some more stuff.
Do the lotus flowers have special meaning?
Oh, flowers usually very special meaning. In our tradition, lotus is mean pure, calm, peace. Usually the lotus grow in the mud. It means our life is like in the mud, and then it's blossom to be beautiful. So our life born out to be greed, envy, anxiety, fear. We get enlightenment, we like a flower. Lotus flower. I mean, you already blossom. Blossom means enlightenment. It also means that you in a bad world, you transform to a good world. So the lotus always grow in mud, right? In a smell place, and then it's give flower, it's give very smell nice. So everybody can transform from a bad person into a good person. Nobody bad forever, because everybody have their goodness inside, right? So as a tradition Buddhism, we see everyone is goodness, even though they are the baddest person in the world. They have kindness, compassion inside the heart. The heart have not opened yet. Sooner or later they will open. So most of you already watch every Christmas, the Grinch stole the Christmas tree. Generally he has small heart. He stole everybody present, and then at the end what? His heart open. Yeah, it's like that. So the Grinch stole the Christmas represent this lotus. From the beginning he had greedy, he had heart, angry, fear, all those stuff, and then he get love, compassion. Okay, anybody else? Anything out there I'm missing? Or? Oh, the awakening state. I forgot to give you an awakening state. So usually we meditate, we sit a long time, we get tired, we sleep. So one of the monks walk around to check on you if you sleep, and then he tap you and try to make a noise so you can wake up. They will not hit you hard. They just make a noise that you wake up instead of sitting and sleeping. Okay. Yes, we have a question?
How about that big bell back there?
Oh, it's called awaken big bell. Every night we strike a bell, because when you strike a bell with the understand deep mind, the whole universe will hear. Right? Send out your heart, your love, your compassion. So before we strike the big bell, we send love, compassion to this bell, and this bell will make your heart, compassion, love, and kindness spread it out to the whole universe. So anybody want to volunteer to strike the big bell? Okay, one of the students back there. Lệ Hoa đến giờ đánh thánh chuông lớn đi. You want to strike one for the people to hear? Okay, you can. Okay, just strike 3 bells. You know how to take it out? You have to let none of the. You have to lift it up. There we go. And strike on the yellow. Or, you have to be mindfulness and strike the bell with calm. Okay, thank you. So when you hear the bells, your mind is calm, relaxed. It's help you, your daily activity, stress, anxiety will calm down. So I think if you like the bell, you can bring it home. If you can carry it. If you can carry it. It's about 1 ton. It's free, you can take it home. Without anybody help. Without any help. Okay, anybody else? No question? So every day, Wednesday we have class. So next week I will be vacation for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
So retreat, self-retreat for 3 months. So another month we'll take over. Okay.
Who's taking over, Dave?
One of the months will take over. Yes. They will show you how to meditate and all that stuff.
From California?
I think from Boston.
You'll be back in August, September?
Probably around there.
Okay.
Okay, anybody have any further question? Comment? Usually our tradition, when we practice our daily activity, but sometimes we need self-secluded retreat. So that's why it's my time for self-secluded retreat. So I have more time for myself, to observe myself, my teaching, my practice, and all those stuff. Usually you have more for yourself.
Where
Rather
will
than-
you go?
Huh?
Where will you go?
Oh, I go from Florida. Sunshine stuff. Sunshine, I get more sun. I went to the doctor, they said I don't have enough vitamin D. So I had to go there. But too many rain here. Too much rain here. Okay, anybody have further question, comment? Because you want to share with the group? How about the yoga class? Do you have anything to share? Probably you the leader, you have to say anything for the class?
No, they hear enough from me.
No, I mean the other people.
Oh.
You share about your class so other people can join you
Oh, yeah.
to be a teacher of yoga.
So we just have a group of students who have been studying yoga, the history, the philosophy, some of the ancient scriptures, anatomy, the energy about it, and they go through a 200-hour program so that they can increase their practice and teach if that's something that they choose to do.
So
we go
if
around.
anybody want to be a teacher of yoga, go to your class.
Yes.
But they have to come to me first.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Before they get a license.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody volunteer to?
Volunteers.
So where your class over here?
The classes they're typically either in Snoqualmie or Maple Valley.
Okay. Anything you'd like to share with the group? That's all? Okay. Anybody else? Question, comment, last chance. Before I close my door. Yes, go ahead.
Just want to say thank you for all that you've taught us tonight.
Okay, thank you. Yes, go.
I just want to let people know that while you were gone, if they want to, they can listen back or view previous videos. So if you look up Renton Zen Meditation on YouTube, you'll see our videos.
That's all? No more question? Okay, we will recite the ending verse, we'll let you go. Living being unknowable, I vow to save them all. A flexion of this, I vow to let them all. The Dharma uncountable, I vow to study them all. The Buddha wisdom accept, I vow to attain. I vow to the mere virtue of this repose everywhere, in which everywhere, so that us and all living beings will rise in this way. Thank you. Enjoy your wonderful weeks. Much. And stand up and put your cushion away. Before you stand up, massage your leg.